a simple paperclip chain become? Stick around and find out. Hey there, I'm Dina. I'm a pharmacist by day, jewelry designer always. This is part of my personal challenge series where I'm using every bead and finding from the June 2025 Magical Mystery Bead Box called Southern Shores. Today we're creating a chic necklace using the Beach Bonfire paperclip chain. So let's see how far simple can go. Alright, so for this necklace, we're going to be making a bunch of little small charms. So for this, if you have a one-step looper, that would be extremely helpful to do because it'll your wrist will be moving a whole lot and going in different directions and stuff like that if you have to make your own loops. Still perfectly fine, but we're going to be doing 100 of these loops. I have a package of 100 head pins here. I've already used a couple of them just to make sure that my looper was still working and I can still get it to work right and everything. So we're going to be doing a bunch of loops today. So I'm going to go ahead and move the chain off to the side. The jump rings can go away at the moment as well. At least they'll just hang out down here at the bottom. Hopefully my camera won't have an issue with that. And what we're going to do to start off with is make an assembly line. So you want to make sure that your head pins are as straight as they can be whenever you're using the one-step looper, because what I always forget to do is go through this extra little loop, or this hole that's sitting here. There you go, now you can see it. That hole that's sitting there. I always forget to go through that hole, and then my loops end up kind of wonky shaped. It is what it is, but I always forget to do that. So what we're going to do is make ourselves an assembly line. So we're just going to pick up an 8/0 and then an 11/0, and then get your next head pin, straighten it out with your fingers as best you can, pick up your next color, and then so on and so forth, until you get through all of your 100 head pins. So that's what I'm going to do first, is I'm going to make an assembly line and 3 little groups of my seed beads with that are on top of my head pin. Excuse me. Wow. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how to use the one-step looper and we'll move on. All of our head pins with our 8/0s and 11/0 seed beads on them. Now it's time to get our one-step looper out and start to use that. So I'll show you how to use this real quick. So let me move these over just a little bit. So hopefully I can get this to focus. Alright, so your one-step looper has the 2 jaws down here in the bottom, then you have the 1 large jaw at the top, and then, like I had said in the last clip, there's this hole right here off to the side on the large jaw. So on your head pin, you want to make sure that you go through that hole. Whoa! You want to make sure you go through that hole on the side of your looper. That was kind of funny. Everything was just sliding like crazy. Alright, so I usually try to hold the beads off to the side of the back portion of the looper, like hold the beads up against the back of that, and then that just helps to kind of be in the same area each time that you make a loop. So I'm trying to figure out how to hold this. I was holding it fine earlier, and then I hit the record button, and now I can't hold it. Okay, so we're going to get this. Alright, so there we go. So now it's up against the 11/0 seed bead is up against the back portion of the looper. So now you just push down, and then you want to try to see if you can move that back, but I mean it's such a small piece and everything that you're probably not going to be able to do that. So on a lot of the loops, you're going to end up where your loop is open. You can see that it's open some. So those I'm going to put off to the side. the ones that don't close completely. And then at the end, after I get everything cut off, then I'm going to go back and fix the ones that I need to fix, and then put them in my good pile down here. So if I end up making a good cut on one of them, then I can put those down here on this side. So let's do this one more time, see if I can do this a little bit easier for you. So just make sure it goes through that hole, off to the side, up against the back, the beads are, and then squish down. And then this one actually almost closed up all the way. So that's all you do on this next step. So make yourself 100. I actually ended up with 103 head pins. So make yourself 100-ish head pins, and then come on back and I'll show you the next step on how to attach them to our lovely, quite hefty chain. Alright, so I've gone ahead and added some of my jump rings, a little more than half of them, to my necklace itself. So how do you figure out where the middle is? Because on each one of these links you're going to add 4 of your little seed bead charms that you made. And that's only if you have a total of 100 of your head pins that you're using. Me, I ended up having 103, so I'm going to end up having 3 extra ones. So what do you do with the extra ones if you have those? Or if you want to just do something different like what I'm doing. To find that center, though, is what you're going to have to do, because we're going to put extra little jump rings on the center one. To find that center, it's pretty simple. You just fold your chain in half, and then you move your way down until you get to that center one, which for me is, get some of the charms out of the way, make it to where you can see it a little bit better, is this guy right here. So that's my center one. And I know that because I went one extra last night before I was just like, okay, I'm done. I gotta put this away for a little bit. My hands were starting to hurt a little bit. So what are we going to do with this center one? I am in the process of trying to get the charms to move to where they're on one side, because they will move around. You'll have some jump around and move to different sides and all sorts of different things. But I'm trying to get, there we go, all 4 of them to sit on one side there. So now that I have those 4 in the center, we're going to go ahead and add some extra to it. So I'm going to put one of these little charms on one of the middle 2. So we've got the 4 jump rings there. I'm going to pick one of the middle 2 of the jump rings, and then just add this jump ring to it. And then that will do a little small cascade. With your little seed beaded charm. So there's that one. And then I'm going to put a second one on the jump ring that is sitting right next to it. So the other center jump ring, which is this one. And then now for this third one that I have, I'm actually going to get, come on now, work with me. There we go. I'm actually going to use this third one to link both of those jump rings that we just added. So it was an orange one and a yellow one for the cascade. Let's see if I can pick these up. Of course it's not going to work for me because I'm recording right now. So it's going to be stubborn. Okay, so there's one. And then there is the other. So we're just doing like a little cascade effect. And then other than that, you just move on to each one of your There we go. So now you have a little cascade there in the center. So other than that, you just move on to each one of your links and you add on 4 of your little head pin little charms. And then what I ended up doing is I started in the center and then I worked my way outwards. So I started in the center and I knew that I needed to have, 25. 25 times 4 is 100. So 25. So I had a center one. So I knew that I was going to have 12 of these links on either side to make the extra 24. And then that's your 25th. So go ahead and add all of your little charms to your links and then come back and then I'll show you how to finish off the necklace. Your 100 or so jump rings or your little charms put onto your chain, you are almost done with the necklace. So it's looking kind of cute. It's something different and something I have not done before. Now the chain itself did come with a jump ring already, and that's how it was attached, was like that. So I'm going to actually use this jump ring to attach my lobster clasp, and then I have a nice heavy duty jump ring that I'm going to attach to this side over here. On my chain, and this is probably not like this on all of them, but I don't know if you can see that there's a nice gap right there in the chain. There we go. Now it's kind of focusing a little bit. So you can see that there's a little bit of a gap there. And some of these jump rings may actually go through that type of a gap. So if with that being the case, I got one of my nice heavy duty jump rings out that's been in my stash for a long time, only because I don't have very many things that I have to use it with. So I've got that out. So I'm going to use the jump ring that's already on the necklace chain. I'm going to open that up and then attach my lobster clasp to that. And then, okay, that did close. Just making sure it closed since I dropped it. Then we're going to open up the heavy duty one. Get that open and then attach it to this side. And then once you do that, oh boy. You can also, if you have some of your charms left over and you don't want to add like a little cascade to them, you can always put some of the charms on your ending jump ring here too. And that would be kind of cute too. So now once you do that, now you have a completed necklace. And this is project number 6, I believe. If you enjoyed this video, but you're still needing more beading inspiration, I have a playlist that's down below in the description. So click on that and there's plenty of different videos out there that I have created for you to get inspired. Don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell so you'll get notified the next time I come out with my next video. I'll see y'all in that next one. Bye now.